Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Jack.
And my name is Callum, and welcome to episode 2 of the Jack and Callum Podcast.
So if you haven't seen episode 1, then this podcast is based around a spin wheel. We have 10 different topics on the wheel. We'll spin the wheel at the start of each episode, and then we'll see which topic it gives us to talk about.
And how long we spend talking about each topic determines how many topics we end up talking about in the episode. So that's all, isn't it? Yeah,
just quickly to let you know that the wheel is completely, we know what the topics are on the wheel, but we've not done any research or had any prior thought on what we're going to talk about. That it's all just off the top of the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is everything, isn't it now?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think in that case, we're good to go. So
spin that wheel.
Let's spin the wheel then. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Work and job applications.
Ooh, work and job applications. Okay. Right.
Oh, where do we start with this then?
I guess we start off about our current employment status.
Yes, that'll be a good start. So, I'm unemployed. May as well just say that straight out.
Yeah, and I'm currently a second year level 3 apprentice, business admin apprentice in at the local council.
So, I'd say Jack probably has more experience in applying for jobs than I do.
Well, it's funny you should say that, really, because I only actually applied for I had a Saturday job which I didn't actually apply for. The story of how I got the job was, as soon as I left school, my parents wanted me to go and get a job for the period of time I had off. There was a couple of, I think it was about 2 or 3 months. We had solidly off after GCSEs before going to college. So I went around the town that I live in, and I was 15 at the time, turning 16 partway through the time we had off, and no one really wanted to take on a 15-year-old. But I went back the year after because I hadn't had a job between then, and the guy remembered me from before, thought it was good that I was still putting myself out and not giving up, so he decided to take me on. So I didn't have to do an application for that. I did one application for a job at a small supermarket where we live, but that got rejected. Did an application for this apprenticeship I'm on now and got it. So I think... Oh, I did one other for another apprenticeship. So pretty much I've only ever actually done three applications for a job.
I'm pretty sure that's 3 more than I've ever done. So
fair enough. Right, well, maybe I am then. Maybe I am.
No, yeah, because my employment history, I mean, I think there was a period where you were at that first job that you mentioned, where you broke your wrist and you asked me if I could fill in for you while you were off. Yeah. So I just had to go there and ask. I didn't need an application or anything.
Yeah, it's quite informal, I'd say. There, you don't really have to go through an interview. You just turn up and he'll say, "I'll give you a trial. If you're good enough, you can stay."
Yeah, and I was only there for about a month, and then the only other proper or closest thing to a proper job I've got was when I started around the start of October, when I began volunteering at a charity shop in town. And
yeah.
I suppose it technically has an application. It's more of a fill out your details and that's it. So in case there's an accident, they've got someone they can contact. That was pretty much it.
Alright, just give me 1 second. I've just my dad just got back from work and he don't realise I'm recording. Be back in just 1 second. We're going again. Sorry about that. Yeah, Dad's just got back from work, didn't realise I was recording, and I didn't want to be rude and just ignore him, so I went to say hello. But I'm back and he knows I'm recording now, so hopefully I won't have to pause it again, unless my camera runs out, which is quite likely.
Yeah, what was I saying? Applying for the charity shops.
Yes.
Yeah. think that's all there really was. It was just filling out contact info, basically.
You still there or not?
It's on hold because of lockdown at the moment, but I think when they can reopen, they'll phone me and let me know.
Alright, that's not too bad then. At least it's kind of a, I guess you could say it's a way in, and it's something to work like voluntary. It's still very good experience that will help you stand out from somebody who's got nothing at all.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. That's one of the recommendations I was given to why I should do it.
Yeah, it's like, because obviously, if I know you're not being paid or like it's not a permanent fixed job, but it's something that you can use, and if you're going for another job against somebody who hasn't got anything, it gives you that little bit of an edge to show you've done something before, rather than just going with completely no experience of being in the workplace at all, which I guess is quite, it is a positive, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. So when I come to doing an actual proper job application, I'll have the volunteer time to put on there.
Yep.
How easy would you say the actual, like, a proper application is?
Well, it's not too bad. The main thing I find difficult is there's like a big section you have to write about yourself, and I never know what to put. Like, it will say, like, explain your strengths or whatever like that, or explain your hobbies and your interests, and I'm just there like, well, don't really know. Like, it's easy to say about somebody else what they're good at, and you can identify easily something that I could list a whole list of things Callum's good at, for example. But when it comes about myself, no idea. Just have no idea. But yeah, other than that, it's fairly easy, really. You just put your contact information, your sort of experience that you've got, GCSE results, other qualifications, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, to be honest with you. I think, yeah, the main part I would say is the sort of writing about yourself, but I think if you can get somebody else to basically tell you what you're good at, then it's fine.
Yeah, I usually find that trying to describe yourself bits, like when we've done like practice applications and unrelated things where it's asked us to describe ourselves, I've always struggled with that bit because I never know what to put. And the stuff I can think of is things like, I like playing video games, I like watching movies, and I just feel like that's not the sort of thing they want to hear, so I just don't consider putting it. Yeah,
I think you've got to try and, I don't know, I find even when I'm doing just writing like assignments for my apprenticeship, I'll sort of find one thing and then write it slightly different again. So I'd say, like, I guess I'm good at working in a team, for example, and then I'd change it again slightly. So I'd say, like, I'm good at working in a team. This is good because it allows me to, work part of an office environment, for example. And then I can say, I could just add a little bit on, so I can say I'm also good at, listening within a group. So it's like the same thing, but it's just slightly different, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I do find it difficult because you're just there, like, I don't know. I find it. I think I don't know if it's just a human thing, but I find it so much easier to write what I'm not good at than what I am good at. Do you know what I mean? So I could write like, oh, I'm not very good on the phone. I'm not really. I don't. Well, again, I can't even think right now. But I could say that I'm not really good on the phone. I could say that I'm not the most confident person at first until I get used to people that I'm working around, that sort of thing.
I could put the same as that.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. I think it's good to do an application with somebody. Like I do mine with my dad, because he can offer me sort of. He can see things about myself that I don't know that I'm good at, or I don't know that it's a quality of mine. So I'd say definitely, if you could, definitely do it with somebody else that who can be. They don't just tell you good things; they can also tell you where you can improve. Also, I guess, because also sometimes you might, if your application's successful and you go for an interview, you can get asked questions like about that. So it's good to talk to somebody else who can pick up things that you don't realise about yourself, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I do work with someone who's trying to, or a couple of people who are trying to help me with overcoming my anxiety a bit and getting into work.
That's good.
You know, one of the things that they're doing is job applications. I've got a call with somebody in a couple of days about that. But
oh, nice.
I'd say the problem with that one is, with working with a professional, is while they know exactly the sort of thing you need to put and the things you want to avoid, they don't know you personally.
Yeah.
So they can miss out on the personal things. So they can suggest putting that you're really good at communicating, but then I feel like I don't want to put that because I know I'm not that good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no point saying, "Oh, I'm really good at this," and then when you go for the interview or when you get the job and you're not good at that, then they'll start asking you questions. Why did you put that? You know, you stated that you're good at this and you're not. You know, then you'll be, you know, you'd land yourself in. I don't know if you probably would be in trouble, but it would be they'll be questioning why you said that.
Yeah, and I've been told by two different professionals. One said, "Don't worry too much about lying or exaggerating because everyone does it," and then I've heard others say, "Don't just avoid lying at all because when you're caught out in it, you'll get in trouble."
Yeah, I guess you can take a little bit from the I won't say lying, but you can sort of exaggerate a little bit. Like you can say, you know, you can take one thing and make it sound like you're a little bit better than you are. But I wouldn't really personally say, you know, "Oh, I'm absolutely superb at answering the phones," for example, and then it's something that you're absolutely terrified by. Like when I went for my interview and they say, "What's one thing," or "What's some of the things that you feel like you're not so great at," and I was up front and said about using the phone, and they even agreed with me. My boss now said that when she first started, she felt exactly the same. You know, she can empathise with me, she understands that, so that's not a job that I actually have to do right now, which if I get the job full time, then I definitely will have to do it, but it's something that she knows I'm not great at, so she's not made me do it. Whereas if I said it's something I'm natural with, I'd have to do it, and I'm not, so it would probably not. It wouldn't be good for me or the business, you know.
Yeah, they're like that at the charity shop. I say that I'm not keen on interacting with people I don't know. I don't want to be on the till, so they don't force me to be on the till. So.
Oh, pardon me.
You're right.
Oh yeah, I just I swallowed my drink a bit funny, but yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah. I know what you mean. I guess sometimes it's good to be not list off everything that you're bad at. You know, "Oh, I'm always late for work. I can't be bothered. I don't want this job. Actually, you know, I've got a really bad work ethic, and I'm so, you know, lazy and all that." Because obviously you're never going to get the job. But
yeah,
sometimes it can be in your benefit if you word it like, "I'm not so good at this, but I'm willing to learn," or "This is my downside, but I'm looking to get better." Then they'll know, okay, he has got things we can improve him with, and he's willing to learn. So that'll be definitely a positive.
Yeah. Okay. I think maybe then when I come to doing my own applications, after I've gone over it with the professionals who know what they're doing, maybe go through it with mum and dad and get their suggestions. Yeah,
I'd say that's a good idea, because as like you said, they don't the professionals don't know you. They'll be able to tell you what to put. They'll be able to tell you sort of the things that they'll know people are looking for. But if you get your parents to have a look and sit down with you, then they know you as a person. They know you probably better than most people, so they'll be able to definitely help you to put your good points on there as someone who actually knows what they are. Yeah. Oh, and I guess something similar to that would be with the CV. We did like a college in my business course. We had like a unit all about doing CVs and stuff. And I had my CV, and when I left college, obviously I needed to get a job or an apprenticeship, and I had this CV that college said, like, they taught me how to make it, and I got like a decent grade on it. I took it to my dad's friend who is quite high up in a business, and he literally got my CV and just went through it and changed it, like, take this out, take that out, you don't need that, you don't need this. And I was like, oh right, so my college has literally told me this is how you do it. And then somebody who actually will look at CVs for days and days when looking to employ people said that half of this you don't need, that need to change, you need to take that out and add this in, you know. So yeah, it's always good to. Sometimes the professionals know what they're on about. Sometimes you need to speak to somebody who actually deals with it more often.
I think like what you just said there about you having a bit at college about writing CVs.
Yeah,
that's another case where you and I differ, because I never had anything like that.
yeah.
I don't recall ever. I think maybe we did 1 or 2 lessons on practice CVs in school. And then I don't think I ever did anything CV related at college, so I've got a lot less experience. I've got a lot less experience with practicing writing them.
Yeah, I was fairly lucky with my college course because we had an employability thing, and I know that you had that, but you didn't really do it, did you? Because your teacher wasn't really bothered.
Yeah, I don't think they ever really enforced it on us properly, because I never had to do anything for that.
Yeah, we had that, and then also, as part of our business course, obviously we had to learn about job interviews and stuff, because obviously if we were looking to start our own business, we need to know what to expect when other people come into our business for a place that we've put out for people. So we learned how to do an interview, how to write a CV and the job application and stuff like that, which was really helpful, to be honest.
Interviews, that's another bit that I know I'm going to struggle with.
Yeah, I've had 2 job interviews, I think, or maybe more. Definitely had 2. I've had 2. I had one for a supermarket, and then one for the place I'm at now, and they're not too bad really, because the people, they're not stupid. They know that we'll be nervous. They know that we're not going to be, if we're young people who have never really had a job before, we're not going to be well averse at it. It's not going to be something that we're going to be able to do really easily, and they'll understand if we're a bit nervous, which is why it was really good the one I'm at now, because the boss I have now, she wasn't obviously my boss at the time, but she made me feel quite comfortable. She asked me more questions about myself first to get me sort of a bit more relaxed, and then asked me more job questions, and it was more of a chat than an actual interview. But with the other one, it was sort of, they asked me questions and I gave, you had to give them an answer. But I think, I don't know, it's not as scary as you think, to be honest. I'll say that.
Yeah, because I've not had any actual interviews. I think we did maybe one practice one at school, and that's it.
Yeah.
All I can remember from that is, or both from that and from seeing like interview tip posters around college, that there were all sorts of things about, like saying things about you need to have like sit in like the proper posture and avoid asking certain things or answering in certain ways. That put the idea in my head of, you get the slightest thing wrong and that's it, you've lost your chances of getting the job.
Yeah, some people, I guess some people can be like that. Like, somebody told me that the best thing to do is make sure your shoes are polished, because, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the first thing that the interviewers will notice about you is your shoes, and if your shoes are polished, it makes you like you're interested and you want the job. So, I think it's just small things like that, and it's more about, it's not about like, if you do a small thing wrong, then you're not getting the job. It's more about making yourself look like you're professional, like you're interested, like you actually want the job. If you come in and you sit there like this, and you're like, right mate, how's it going? They're not going to take you seriously. But if you're sat up straight and you're looking interested and you seem like you want the job, then you're more likely to get it than not get it, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I might be waffling. That's just what I've, from my experience, I think that's what I've got from it.
Yeah, and like I said, I've got no experience with interviews, and no real no real
and I feel like
applications. So.
I feel like just saying what I've said. Don't take it as gospel. I'm not saying that is everything. That's how every application is going to be. Every employer is going to look at you. This is just from my experience. So don't like, if you're looking for a job and you happen to watch this, don't take what I'm saying as like that is how it's always going to be. That's just from what I've experienced myself. And I'm not saying I'm not like a professional in this or anything like that. I'm just saying that's from what I've experienced myself. That's what I think. So yeah, just putting that out there.
That's all I can think of to say about this.
Yeah, I don't really know. In terms of jobs, I think I don't know. Have I got any? I don't know. We could talk about what jobs we're looking maybe to do in the future, if any, or what sort of jobs you'll be interested in, seeing as though you haven't got a full-time job at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I'm not really looking for anything specific because I've never known what I've wanted to do for a living.
Yeah.
So, I think every week I get a newsletter which is like a list of job openings around the town and the local area. So I just look through that and just see, oh, there's something here. Let's see, oh, there's a gardening job. Not sure about that. Oh, there's a cleaning one. There's a bricklaying job here. There's an office work job. Oh, that's in the next town over. And yeah, just things like that. I just look through that and just see what I like the sound of.
What out of any of those, which have taken your fancy?
It's mostly been the cleaning jobs.
Yeah.
And we're back. Sorry for the random jump there, but Jack's camera just ran out of space unexpectedly, and
again, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll try and just pick up where we left off as best we can.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it we got before the camera cut out, but I was talking about looking at a newsletter and seeing like a bunch of cleaning jobs.
Yeah.
And I looked over one of the ones I was interested in on Google, and there were 2 or 3 star reviews that said that they never got paid. So.
Oh, brilliant! That's just what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not good. What is it about the cleaning jobs that interest you then?
Partially to do with me not having to interact with others too much, I think.
Yeah.
That's partly it. Partly me enjoying cleaning when I'm at home.
Oh, nice. Yeah, may as well.
And partly because compared to some of the other jobs that I've seen listed, it seems fairly easy.
Yeah. I mean, my mum does cleaning for, like, I think it's from an agency or something like that. And it's quite, she said it can be quite difficult some of the days in terms of not the stuff she has to do, but just how long she has to be doing it for. It's probably the only problem. But if it's something you enjoy and it's something that you know you're able to do, then yeah, go for it. Why not? Yeah, good luck to you.
We'll have to start looking at the job application thing first and get that sorted.
Yeah.
Then once I think I've got that nailed, then start looking at what there is available to apply for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good then. I don't think we've really got too much more we can cover about job applications and jobs, to be honest. You know, it's not like we've had a boatload of jobs where we've had like, oh well, I remember in this job I was out on this, I was on this site and I was, you know, me and the boys we pranked this apprentice. No, it's not like that.
We're both only 20, so we don't have a massively long job history.
No, but yeah. I mean, I guess maybe if this podcast, by some stroke of genius or luck more than genius, I'd say, is around in 10 years' time, then we might have a bit of a bigger list of jobs we can talk about, but yeah, right now it's only a small list because we are quite young.
Yeah.
Right, so I think probably that's all we can really talk about on this topic. So probably spin the wheel, would you say?
You'll have to say that again. It just really buffered for me.
Okay, I said I think that's probably all we can talk about for that topic. Do you think we should spin the wheel?
Yeah, let's spin.
Unless you've got anything else you want to add.
I haven't, so...
Alright, then let's see what we get.
Work and job application.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Hey, nice. We definitely haven't spoken about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
spin it again.
We'll spin again. What are the odds? Well, the odds are 1 in 10.
No, don't you dare.
Oh, my word. The reason my reaction's a little bit delayed is because the wheel's a bit delayed for me. But yeah, imagine 3 in a row. Go on.
So, okay, places we want to visit.
Alright, that's not too bad then.
Right, okay.
Anywhere you want to visit?
No, because the thing about me is I've never left the UK, so maybe it'd be nice to go somewhere that's not the UK.
Yeah. Yeah, I've left the UK twice, but there's a lot more. They were both, one was for Madrid and one was for Mallorca. But yeah, there's a lot more places I'd like to go. Like, I've got a real sort of thing about going around Europe to watch different football games and visit different football stadiums and stuff like that. So that's definitely something that I'm interested in doing, and definitely somewhere that a lot of places that I want to go.
Are there any specific like stadiums or whatever that you want to absolutely go to, like over any others? Yeah,
there is. I mean, I'm not really sure what's happening with it. There's the San Siro or the Giuseppe Meazza, whichever team you're looking at it from, AC Milan or Inter Milan. But yeah, I definitely want to go there. But there was saying that due to, I can't remember exactly the terminology they used, but it was something to do with like there's no cultural interest or something in the stadium being there anymore. So they're going to knock it down and make a new one. But that's definitely a stadium I'd like to go, just because I quite like the two clubs. Like, they've both got I quite like football shirts, if you haven't noticed from other videos, and I quite like their shirts, and they've got like a really good history of football shirts. Like, looking at their classic shirts, they're like I think they're sick, and they've had some incredible players. They've got some players there that I like at the minute, especially one of them being Romelu Lukaku. If you know about Bolingoli from Mani, then that would be why. But yeah, I'd love to go to the San Siro. I wanted to go for, well, since probably the start of lockdown. It was when my interest peaked about going there, and yeah, I'd really like to go to the San Siro if I can. I mean, I don't know if it is being knocked down or not, but yeah, that's definitely a stadium on top of my list that I'd like to go to.
Okay. But for me, like keeping with Italy, like Assassin's Creed 2 is maybe want to go visit Florence.
Florence? Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Assassin's Creed 2, it's where the main character Ezio comes from, and turns out it's got a lot of history.
Decent.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to go around Florence, explore it a bit, explore the history a bit.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing I'm into.
Nice. If I'm not mistaken, I think the football club in Florence is Fiorentina. I think so. Maybe one day we could.
That sounds about right.
Maybe one day we could do a joint trip where I go and watch Fiorentina and you go and have a look around the history and stuff. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, another place I'd like to visit is I'd like to visit my family in Australia. I think that'd be pretty cool. I've met my auntie when I was very young, and then my uncle and cousin a couple of years ago when they came to visit. But I've not seen, like, there's 2 other cousins there I've never met and things like that. It'd be really cool to go over there and see where they live and experience their sort of culture and things like that. That'd be pretty cool, I think. So I'd put that as somewhere I'd like to go. Not in the summer, not in their summer, because as a pale fair-haired white kid, I would burn to a crisp. But yeah, when it's, I mean, it'll still be warm for us, but when it's their cooler months, then that'll be pretty cool to go then.
Another one for me, I think I've said this before in the I can't remember if it was Get to Know Me or Best Friend Tag or something, where I've said before I wanted to go to Sweden.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember my reasoning for wanting to go there. I think it was just because I'd been researching the country a lot for whatever reason, and I found just a lot of kind of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And just thought it was just seemed like a fairly nice place to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd just be interested to go, like, just wherever I can, like in Europe or whatever. Like, me and my dad were thinking for my birthday this year. Like, this was before COVID even was a thing, about going abroad for the weekend to somewhere in France or Italy or Spain, or maybe Germany. You know, so that I don't know if that probably won't happen this year because obviously, you know, the big COVID. But I think, just to explore that, just different countries and see what the vibe is and what's going on, you know, and hopefully be able to go and watch different football games and stuff like that. I think it would just be really cool. Yeah, I don't know where else I'd want to go.
I think the culture that you mentioned, the different cultures, that's part of the reason why I don't want to visit America. Because their culture is very, like, kind of similar to the UK's in a way. Yeah.
I mean, there'll be places in America I wouldn't mind going just to, like, see the place that they have, like, the different, you know, like New York and stuff, and all the different things they have there. But in terms of the culture, it is very similar, like you say, so, yeah.
Yeah, whereas, like, places in Europe, they have it's at least a bit more different than UK and America.
Yeah, like you look at places like, you know, Germany, for example. They have like different festivals and stuff, like Oktoberfest and stuff like that. You know, be cool to experience things like that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, even in the UK, like, in terms of visit, I want to visit like as many football stadiums in the UK as I can. Like, there's somebody I know who's been to, not all of them, because since he made the achievement, West Ham got a new ground, Tottenham got a new ground, Brentford got a new ground. I think some of the lower league sides, who I don't think he's been to the Harrogate ground, but there's definitely someone who I know that at one point had visited every single stadium in the Football League, from the Premier League down to League Two, and to be able to do something like that and tick off as many as I can, I think would be absolutely fantastic. And you know, I just think it'll be really cool.
For me, in terms of places I want to go in the UK, I don't know. Like some of the big places like London or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I've lived in the UK my whole life, I've never left it, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be that big of a step up.
True.
Oh, thank you. Ignore me, just having my medicine. No, just carry on. Carry on, we're fine.
Nice. So yeah, I know. I just think, obviously, being somebody who, like, you see people who like go to different countries every year, twice a year, 3 times a year, you know. Just as somebody who's been like twice in my life, and obviously for you not being at all to different countries, I think just being able to just go to different countries, just such a cool like idea, and something that I'd be really interested to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, also, actually, I wouldn't mind going to Iceland. I don't know why. Just I've seen like people go there on like vlogs and stuff. It just looks like a really cool place. I mean, they have like that natural spring, which is natural water, but it's like meant to be really warm.
Isn't that the Blue Lagoon?
Yes, I think it is. And I've got like the Northern Lights there and stuff. I just think it'll be really cool. It just seems like a really like naturally beautiful place. And the stuff you can go to, like, it's not stuff that you can put on elsewhere in the world. It's literally you're going to like see the country and what the country does naturally, I suppose. I think that's really cool. Yeah. Well, this is it's not really the most interesting, just us two going, oh yeah, this place would be cool and that place would be cool, but
Yeah.
I don't really know, like, what more can you say? Place we want to visit, so there we go. I don't know. I don't really know what more I can say.
I can't really think of anywhere else. So
I mean, I'd like to. I don't know if it would count as a place to visit, but I'd like to one day go to a World Cup or European Championships. I think that'd be really cool to be like, you know, maybe I doubt it, but maybe like working there, doing videos, or just going as a fan. I think that'd be really really cool and something that would be great to watch. I think, but it's just so expensive, and also you've got to be lucky because, like, obviously I'm an England fan, so I'd go and try and go and watch every England game. And when you like go through to the next round, obviously they don't know who's going through, so you can't pre-book tickets like you can for the group stages. So you've got to like join queues which go on for miles and miles, and be really lucky to be able to get one of the tickets. And it seems like they are really expensive, and people like sell them on and stuff. Like, you know, it just seems so expensive, but it'll be such a cool experience if I can get tickets and I can go. I'd love to do that.
Yeah. I think cost is part of the reason why I've not been abroad, because like flights are expensive. Yeah. That and I don't have a passport, but also
passports they're peas as well. Passports are peas as well. But yeah, I think I've been quite lucky. When we were younger, we went as a family, and like my grandparents came. We were able to go then, and then when I went away with last time, it was with college, so I just had to. My family, you know, myself, we just put money together for just one person to pay for. You don't have to pay for the whole family to stay and all that malarkey, which, is a big probably reason why we haven't been away more abroad, I suppose. But to be fair though, I have seen there is this YouTuber, I think his name's Simon Wilson, I think he's called, and he does videos where he'll go on a plane to a different country, and he'll have a weekend then, he'll try not to spend a single penny. And like he said that you can get like flights to different countries for like, if you get the right flight, they can be like so cheap, like, you know, not very expensive at all. You know, and if you do it, if you get it, you know, get a bit lucky and stuff, you can get abroad for really cheap. But yeah, you have to be quite knowledgeable about that sort of stuff, and I'm not.
I know I'm certainly not. So.
Do you think we should go for a third spin? Because I think we're probably come to the end of this topic.
I don't know, I reckon we went on long enough about the work applications to make it a long enough episode.
Yeah, actually, I'd probably say that was about right, to be honest. So yeah, just to finish this section then, so let's say 3 places we want to go each.
I can only think Florence and Sweden.
Right, I'll let you off then for that. Right, if you said 2, I'll say 2. Then I'd say the San Siro and to visit my family in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to go for another spin. I think we're probably thinking about it. We spoke for a decent amount of time on the first topic of jobs and applications, and then it was a little bit on this, but hopefully you still got a bit of an insight into where we want to go, and maybe one day, you know, we could reference this video in about 3 or 4 years' time when we've actually gone to one of these places. I think that'd be pretty cool to do.
Yeah. Really loud motorbike going past. Yeah, I've got nothing more to say, so...
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything from this podcast.
Yeah. Time to wrap it up then, I think.
Yeah. So if you did enjoy this podcast, make sure you smash the like button.
And also subscribe.
Let us know in the comments any topics you want us to add to the wheel. We've got a little list, but we're always open to suggestions. And pretty soon we probably will run out of things to talk about. So if you want to let us know down in the comment section what sort of things you want us to add to the list and things that you think would be interesting for us to discuss, and if we think we can talk about it, then we'll add them to the wheel.
Mum giving me a blanket there.
What is it? It's happened again.
Second time this recording.
I've not got COVID. Let me just put that out there. I've not got COVID. I just choked on my drink. Yeah. An absolute shambles.
Yeah. What we said? We said like. We said subscribe. We said suggest topics.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. I suppose is the next we've got to say.
Yeah.
If you did make it this far, well done. You deserve it. You deserve a medal.
Yeah. And like you said, thank you for watching.
And goodbye.
Bye.
In the wheel.
You'll have to say that again. It just really buffered for me.